Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael Pasvar. So I coach this youth basketball team out in the inner cities of Dallas, and I love it because it allowed me to learn about different groups of people, right? Like I've learned that different groups of people, they can say the same words, but have two completely different meanings for it, right? Like for example, half my team is black, and the other half is Hispanic, right? And every day before we practice, we always do a little prayer request. And one day, one of my little Hispanic boys was like, I want to pray for my mom. She's trying to get her papers, right? So one of our little black boys, he was leading the prayer request that day, and he goes, I want to pray for William's mama. She's trying to get that paper. Same words, two completely different meanings, right? Like, for example, the other day I was at this bar and I saw this Middle Eastern guy that had this bracelet on that said, 9/11, never forget. And I didn't know if he meant like you and I would mean, like, 9/11, never forget. Or if he meant like, "9/11, never forget. Don't you forget what I'm capable of." I did that joke out in West Texas. This dude stood up and was like, hell no! We ain't never forgetting! I was like, me neither, buddy. No, this is not where I die. I'm not dying performing in front of 14 people in Lubbock, Texas. It's not going down that way, right? Like, my parents don't deserve that shit, right? Because people from different areas, they have different meanings for the same words. For example, I have a friend, she is from Australia, and she told me that in Australia, they refer to a cookout as a sausage sizzle. Guys, they're calling cookout sausage sizzles. Can you imagine a dude looking like me going up to a girl being like, yo, what's going on, girl? What you got going on this weekend? Why don't you come over to the house? A couple buddies get together, do a little sausage sizzle. She's calling 911 immediately. That's what's happening. And she was telling me, and she's like, no, like legitimately, Michael, it's a thing. She's like, you know how like the Home Depots here on Saturdays, they have like the cookouts where they're selling the hot dogs and stuff? So they do the same thing at the Home Depots back home, and there's signs everywhere that say, this way to the sausage sizzle. And I'm like, what's their advertisement there? Is it like, Home Depot, come for the wood? Stay for the sausage sizzle. She really liked that one. She's like, I'm going to Home Depot. Tell you guys a fun fact about me, and that fun fact is that I am Iranian, American, chill, we're on the same team, all right? Like, my name is Michael Pasvar, like pass for a white dude, right? Like, I like being Iranian, but the only thing that does suck is that I am Iranian. No, it's cool, but the one thing that does suck is that anytime I go to the airport, I always get randomly searched. Like, it's real random. But it's not too bad for me, because most places I go to are like Texas and Oklahoma, and they don't know what I am. They're just confused by me. They're always like, Well, he ain't white. Is he Mexican? Or is he black? Hey, Blaxican, come here. Search. And what really sets them off is when they see my driver's license, because my middle name is Hossein. Yeah. Thanks a lot for that shit, Mom and Dad. So they're always like, oh shit, it's Saddam. It's his brother Mike Hussein. Get him, search him, search him. And that's why I decided to start being peaceful about the whole airport security thing. And I decided to start carrying one carry-on item only. And that is a Christian Bible with an American flag Bible cover. That way I could be like, I come in peace. Thank you for converting me to a very nice religion. I like your Jesus. But no, like growing up, I used to be real proud of my heritage. People come to me and be like, hey man, are you Mexican? And I'd be like, heck nah, dude, I'm Iranian. But after Trump put us in that travel ban, that shit changed immediately. Now people come to me and be like, hey man, are you Middle Eastern? Okay. No habla inglés. Me llamo Miguel Jose. I do those jokes pretty often at the top of my set, and a couple of weeks ago after the show, this like 19-year-old white hipster kid came up to me, and he was like, hey man, those jokes you were telling at the beginning of the show, I felt that shit, man. I'm on your side. Screw America. I was like, whoa, easy, buddy. I live in the suburbs, all right? Not gonna get me sent back, right? A little bit about me, man. Before I was doing this, I worked in real estate for about 12 years. Man, when you work in real estate, you work with all different types of people, right? And when you're working with different groups of people, you learn something. And I learned this, Colorado Springs, and that's this. People are freaking stupid, all right? Like every day I do this thing where I would send like these text messages to my customers, and I'd be like, hey, this is Michael, and then I'd say the name of the company I worked for, and then I'd ask them a question. The number one response I'd always get is, who's this? It's like, read the first sentence, you dumb piece of shit, right? One time I got a response from a lady and she goes, who's this? Is this Mike from Domino's? What? Like, that's an aggressive ass pizza delivery driver. Why is Mike from Domino's doing follow-up? Like, what do his messages say? Like, hey Jessica, it's Tuesday and it's 2-for-1 pepperoni. And I know your fat ass likes to eat. So get your order in, you dumb bitch. I was like, we gotta hire this pizza guy. He's killing it. Another thing I would get from my customers, they'd be like, man, I'm having a hard time finding a place because like 7 years ago, I caught a felony. A felony's not really something you can catch. It's not a disease or a sickness. No, you committed a felony. That's what happened. It's not like, man, a few years back, I was out going for a jog by the penitentiary. And the chain gang was outside. And one of them sneezed on me, and now I got 3 to 5. I like commercials, man. I heard this commercial on the way over here today for the Plan B pill. You guys know what the Plan B pill is? Well, it's the morning after pill, okay? And apparently the Plan B pill is now available at all Walmarts, which is convenient for the people that went, yeah, I know what that is in the back. And it's got a real nice jingle to it, right? Like at the end, it's like Plan B, because sometimes the unexpected happens. And I was like, that's nice, but let's make that a little bit more realistic, right? Like, Plan B, because sometimes you get drunk and you hook up with a 4. Plan B, because sometimes it feels too good to pull out. This guy was like, hell yeah, man. He's like, I need a prescription of that shit. He's like, I can't wait for Sam's Club to come out with that. He's like, I'll give all my dates Plan B. Have your breakfast, bitches. I like Facebook, man. You guys like Facebook? Get up here and brag about your lives, fight with your neighbors. All right? I like Facebook, man. My favorite thing on Facebook, I don't know if you guys have seen it, it's these posts that these moms do, okay? They'll post a picture of their baby every single month, and the baby will wear a shirt saying how many months old the baby is, and then they'll post it next to a bear, the same bear every single month, so you can see how big. Have you guys seen that post? And underneath it, there's a paragraph telling you everything that baby has accomplished that month. Like, we give a shit about what your child has accomplished. I have this one friend, every single month she is late with the update, right? And she's always like, oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry this is late. Like, we're all sitting around like, this is bullshit! Where is the update? Is he crawling this month or not? He was so close last month. God! You gotta be careful on social media, though. You gotta be careful. I made the mistake a few months ago following my 19-year-old female cousin on Twitter. Oh yeah, that was a mistake. Right? I don't know if you know this, but you can see everything will show up in your feed of the things that they like, right? Like the tweets that they like will show up in your feed. And a couple of weeks ago, she liked a tweet that said, it's hard out there to find a man with good credit that can also dick you down. I said, hold up. First off, you're 19. What do you mean with a guy with good credit, okay? Second of all, I'm 34 years old. I'm pretty sure I don't know what dick you down. I never dicked anyone down in my life, right? Like I had to Google what it was. Don't Google dick you down, all right? Don't do it, and if you do it, don't do it on your company's computer, right? That's a meeting with HR. That's what that is. That's 2 to 3 weeks of unpaid leave. I'm married. Anyone married in here? Decent reaction. Last week in Fort Worth, I asked, I was like, anyone married in here? The wife went, woo, woo! And the husband went, They're fighting on the way home, right? They're fighting for the next 17 years about that, right? I'm married. My wife is Mexican. I'm Middle Eastern. So I know what you guys are thinking. We gonna have some hairy-ass kids, all right? It's gonna be on the floor. It's gonna be in the sink. You guys have dogs? No, we have kids. They're hairy as shit. Found out recently at her work, that there's another lady that shares the same name as her, right? And to differentiate between my wife and the other lady, they refer to my wife as Hot Cindy, and the other one as Plain Cindy. Yeah, there's no joke to that. I just want to tell you guys about it. Like, what's up now? School board bitches, what's up? Like, I can't wait for the Christmas party to go up to Plain Cindy's husband. And be like, what's up now, Plain Cindy's husband? How's it feel, Plain Cindy's husband? Oh man, we're married, dude. Like, remember when you were single and everything you did around the opposite sex was to like hide your flaws? Right? Like you always wanted to like show yourself off, so you always wanted to hide your flaws around the opposite sex. As soon as I got married, that changed immediately. Right? And now when I meet a female, I'm like, hey, what's up? My name's Michael. I sweat profusely. I have a hairy ass back. And I made $17,000 last year. Like, step back, bitch, you don't want none of this. You don't want none of this, right? Like, I've been married for a while now, and before that I was in a long relationship too. Like, I haven't been single since like 2007. Like, it's been a long time since I've been single. Like, I don't understand dating in today's day and age. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, when do I send the dick pic? Like, if things are going well at dinner, do I just excuse myself and go to the bathroom and snap one real quick? Do I carry hard copies around, like business cards, and just slide them across the table? I don't know, guys. Because back in 2007, we weren't just regularly sending titty and dick pics all over the thing. Do you know how hard it was to send a titty pic in 2007? If you don't, let me break it down for you, all right? First off, you had to have a tripod, okay? And nobody taking a selfie with those VCR digital camera looking things we used to have. Then you had to know where your USB cable was, right? Was it the junk drawer with the rest of it? Like, is it this one? I don't know. Is it the right one? Then you had to hope that your girl had her own computer, all right? She can't be sending titty pics with the shared family computer. Then you had to pray to God that she paid attention to BCIS class and knew how to send an attachment on an email, all right? Basically what I'm telling you guys is this. Marriage is hard, all right? So if in 2007 a girl was sending you pictures of her titties that you probably already saw in real life, she's a no-limit soldier and you marry her right then and there. She's like, that's true, it was hard for us. She's like, I remember sending titty pics on Polaroids, right? And he was like, that's right, that's how she got me. She slid it underneath the table, right? Had to wait a little, she had to blow on it first. Like, just wait a second, baby, it'll be there. You're gonna see, is that a nipple? I think, maybe, I don't know. Let it develop. Like, I'm married, I'm not cool anymore, right? Like, nothing I do is cool. When I was younger, I used to go by, my friends would call me Mike P. Now I'm just Michael Pasvar, right? Like, Mike P was cool, man. Like, Mike P used to freestyle rap battle with his friends. Michael Pasvar knows all the words to both Frozen soundtracks. Mike P used to go down to the football fields with his friends. We'd run sprints with our shirts off because we were in shape, right? Michael Pasvar wears a long sleeve baggy shirt to the gym while he power walks for 23 minutes. Right? Mike P once pooped off a balcony on a dare. Michael Pasvar, in the middle of the night, sits down when he pees so he doesn't accidentally dribble on the seat and get in trouble with his wife, right? changes you, man. It changes you. We've got the kids, man. Kid thing is fun, right? First time we had a kid, we just kind of did the thing, and my wife got pregnant, right? We weren't really trying, we weren't really not trying, right? Second time we were actually trying to have a baby. Apparently, a woman can only get pregnant one day out of every single month, right? So like we had this app that we were like putting in dates in. It was telling us like you gotta do it on this day. Like this is the day you gotta do it, right? Like I'm waking up that morning. I was like, you know how much pressure this is on me? I'm waking up like you got one shot. You got one opportunity. Don't miss your chance to blow. Oh, I'm Second one came out, my wife, she was breastfeeding all the time, right? Topless constantly, like titties out all the time, guys. And I was telling one of my single friends about it who doesn't really understand life. And he was like, titties out all the time? Hell yeah, man. He's like, titties out? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I was like, these aren't really the titties you want to see. These are survival titties. Like life is happening on these titties, right? Like I love being a dad, man. Like it's my favorite thing I've ever done in my life until bedtime happens. And then I wish I was still a virgin, right? Like, I don't know what happens. Like my two princesses, they turn into at bedtime like mini terrorists. But their demands are different. Instead of like death to America, it's like, I want 2 cookies, a glass of milk, 3 episodes of Bluey, or no one's sleeping in this house for a month. Give them the cookies, right? We had to do the whole Zoom school thing with them, right? Like my daughter was in kindergarten and first grade during the pandemic, right? So we had to do that. And if you want to know how dumb your kid is, let them go through Zoom school because you're just watching them take 37 minutes to write a sentence. Like it's 7 words and you're copying and just get it done. Right? I mean, it was funny, like I had to hang out with them, right? Like you'd watch them get taught. And I'm about 97% sure that her first grade teacher came to school drunk about every day, right? On Zoom. And they would do weird things. Like one day they had to go around there and tell fun facts, right? And then she get to go check most kids like, fun fact, I have a puppy. Fun fact, I like baseball. They got to this one kid, we'll call him Nicholas, because that's his name. And they got to Nicholas, and he looked right in that camera, and he goes, fun fact. Sometimes I get mad, and I can't control myself. Oh shit, Nicholas. Next day they were playing Would You Rather. And I was like, oh shit, these first graders are about to get freaky, right? They went around like most kids like, would you rather be happy or would you rather be silly? Would you rather play baseball or would you rather play soccer? They got to Nicholas. And he goes, would you rather die by fire or by car crash? I emailed that she said, no small groups with Nicholas. Summer's coming up, you're going on a cool summer vacation. Yeah, dude. Vacation with kids is not a vacation. It's not. It's just doing your normal responsibilities in different zip codes. I changed some diapers in Cancun, right? Right? Like, we went to the beach last year. The beach is the biggest scam that you'll ever see. People are like happily going to the beach. Everyone at the beach just looking like shit for 6 days. Your hair's a mess, right? You're just playing in dirt. Right? We spent $6,000 to go play in dirt. You're just going back and forth, carrying things, doing manual labor for 6 days, digging, building, right? Like the beach is the only time you will ever find white people volunteering to do manual labor. They normally, that lady's pissed. She's got her arm saying, hell no, I work. Now Pedro does most of it. But I pick the fertilizer out, right? Someone's got to push send on Amazon. Having kids is fun, man. Like, the best part about becoming a parent is watching your kids, your parents become grandparents. Like, that's a lot of fun, right? Like, my parents are always doing, like, things that, like they love their kids. Like, they love being grandparents. But sometimes my mom says things to my daughters that they don't really understand. Like, a few years back, she was talking to my daughter. My daughter was maybe like 3 and a half. And she said, you got yourself a little boyfriend, do you? Got yourself a little boyfriend, huh? And my daughter looks at her like blank stare. She's very confused. I'm like, Mom, she doesn't know what a boyfriend is. She goes, oh, really? Because when I was her age, I already had 3 boyfriends. Lucas. You guys know how uncomfortable of a conversation it is to sit your daughter down and be like, maybe you don't want to be as slutty as grandma. A couple of years ago, I became an uncle, right? My sister was pregnant for the first time a few years back. And I remember I was hanging out with my dad and I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, what do you think they're going to have? Like, you think they're going to have? My dad was like, oh, they're going to have a girl, 100%. I was like, Dad, there's no way of knowing if they're going to have a girl. And I was like, no. They're going to have a girl. And I was like, Dad, there's no way of knowing if they're having a girl or not. He's like, no. They're having a girl. Because in this family, we only have girls. I don't know if you guys understand the irony of my father telling his male son that we only have females in our family. Like, I didn't know if this was the moment that he was choosing, that after 33 years he was telling me that I was adopted, right? Or if he thought that for my entire life I was just this little bitch, right? It's like, we only have girls in this family, you bitch, right? Everyone always talks about, like, hey man, like, you should have seen me when I was in my 20s. That was like my wild time, right? No. You want to know who the wildest people you will ever meet? That's grandparents. Grandparents are out of control. They have lost their minds. They don't know how to function, right? Like, the only thing I can compare to them is like 7th grade love, when a girl would like love a guy so much and they just like write the guy's name all over their trapper keeper. That's your parents loving your children. If you don't understand it, let me explain to you, okay? After I graduated college, I moved back in with my parents, okay? And at my parents' house, my bedroom was upstairs and it had a balcony with its own staircase to it, okay? My parents were so strict that at 23 years old, they would not allow me to use that entrance. However, I'm pretty sure that if my daughters asked more than once, they would allow my daughters to try cocaine. Thanks, guys. I'm Michael Pasvar. You guys have been so much fun. Michael Pasvar, ladies and gentlemen.